How are we doing?
On.
Oh, there we go. We got audio now. We didn't have audio. We got audio now.
That looks so much smoother than like the actual Skype call. I'm looking at your Twitch stream right now. It's so smooth.
There we are. Welcome to Man Talk. This is going to be a probably semi-regular. I don't know. We haven't agreed on the terms. Probably maybe once a fortnight, maybe once a month. Who knows when we can all get together. It's a bit tricky to organise all this. So basically, we're just going to get together, chat about men's health, all things lifestyle, pop culture, gaming, cooking, music, anything you want to chat about, we're going to chat about. So who are we? Like who the hell are we, and why would anyone care what we have to say about anything? That's the big question. Right up.
Well, we're all tied together by our love of Manshake.
That's exactly.
And our journeys that we've all done individually, but we've all been part of a community for a while now, so that's the one thing that links us all.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So I'll do a quick introduction. We've got Tim. He's over there. Hi, Tim.
Hey, how are you?
We've got Ash down the bottom.
Hey, dudes.
He's there, also known as that fat guy. And we have Lloyd right below me. Hey, Lloyd.
Yo.
All right. So we might as well start with who we are. So we'll go to individual screens here. Ash, why don't you kick us off, mate?
Oh, jeez. First off the rank. Hey, guys. I'm that fat guy. I started with the Manshake back in January. I'm on a weight loss journey currently, so it's still under construction. I do my daily vlog on YouTube, that fat guy, and it's all going well. Lost about close to 35 kilos to date. As you can see there from my hobbies, I love NRL, cars, chicken nuggets, and generally being yelled at from the missus. If you don't subscribe to my channel after you watch this, I'll sue you. I probably would.
He will. Don't test him. He will. All right. I'm going to flick over to Timmy. Hey, Tim.
Hey, guys. I am a streamer who currently resides in Newcastle, New South Wales. I play a lot of video games online and broadcast it for everyone to watch and make fun of me and laugh at my really, really, really obscenely bad gameplay. I'm a big advocate for mental health, men's mental health especially. That's why I'm such a big fan of Manshake. I just enjoy creating content. I enjoy putting my my sort of life out on social media, to show, how I live. I'm a single dad, and I like to portray that relationship as a, single father in a co-parent relationship with his son. And that's me. And I, obviously been on a weight loss journey associated with Manshake, and that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I play games, I try to lose weight, and enjoy time with my son.
Sounds very good, Tim. All right, Lloyd. Where are we? There he is.
Yo. Hey. So I am a husband, a father, self-employed as a cook in a restaurant, and when I'm not at work, I'm usually playing music, playing games, trying to spend time with the family, and then cooking up a storm. I've currently been on the Manshake for about a year and a half now, and I lost 40 kilos on the Manshake, and love everything about it, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Lloyd. Hey, I'm Jurd, also known as Jurdman. You may have seen me on TV, buses, and all sorts of places. I've become somewhat of a meme, but I'll take that with pride. Last year I lost 82 kilos on the Manshake, adapted a complete lifestyle change, and since then I've been really passionate. I've never been passionate about anything in my life, and that's true. I've been passionate about helping other blokes realise they can get healthy and that they can do it with Manshake and with lifestyle change. However you want to do it, you can do it. It's not impossible. That's it. So, all right, we'll go back here. And just to preface anything, this is our very first run. It's the first time all four of us have been here. It's the first time I've been hitting these buttons down here. So if little things happen, then hey, that's live TV, isn't it?
Let's face it, with us in the channel could only be big things.
Definitely.
Oh my God.
All right.
I have to admit, it has been quite the challenge to get us all together at the same time, hasn't it?
We're
Absolutely.
busy lifestyles. We're, flat
Easy
stick,
lifestyle.
living the high life. It's hard with all the glitz and glamour,
I know it's really interesting as well. We've got such obviously myself working in retail. I've stayed open the entire time through what's been going on. You've got you yourself, Lloyd, who's in the process of getting ready to reopen.
Last week.
Last week. Wow. Yeah. It's just we've got a very diverse range of people here. I love it.
How'd the reopen go, Lloyd?
Tough. Yeah, very tough. It's a whole new world out there now. So, the COVID world.
How are you going with all the regulations?
It's shit. Yeah, it really is. just
Yep.
to be honest. Just all the extra work that you have to do, and I can understand why, but it just, as an owner of a small business, it just makes life so hard.
It does. I'm in the pub industry, so even we were shut down for a while, and now we're back open, and we've got the 50 people in. Just the amount of rules and regulations that you've got to abide by, and the fact that you're just doing what you're being told to do, and people still want to argue with you. We got nothing to do with it. We're just trying to enforce what the laws have been put in place for public safety. That's it. So it's very hard.
Yeah, you're trying to strike a balance between keeping your customers. I've noticed this in retail. We're trying to keep our customers safe, and we're trying to also keep our staff comfortable in the environment that they're working in and stuff like that. And it's really hard how people just don't understand that you're trying to do the best you can to stay open, to give them service they want and keep them provided with a product, and then also look after your staff so they don't feel unsafe coming to work. And the entitlement that has been shown by some people over the last 10 weeks has been insane. Absolutely insane.
It is pretty scary. And you guys are completely different. You guys are all customer facing roles, where I work for finance, and I'm seeing the other end of it. I'm seeing people come to us saying that I've lost my job, I have no income, I've got all this kind of stuff happening, and we are there working craziness, just trying to look after our customers. It's when no bank or a financial institution was ever prepared for a pandemic level shutdown, and call centers and everything. It's just been inundated with pretty much every customer calling in. So it's just craziness at the present moment.
Yeah,
it's nuts. Yeah, Hamish in chat just said he works in a sports club, and the amount of people trying to bend the rules is insane. Just abide by the rules. Just let's just write it out. New Zealand, they're done. They went hard and they're done. So,
but that's because they've got the best leader in the known world.
What other world leader will get up and sit down on a lounge and have a chat with you? Can't see Scott Morrison doing that. Anyway. All right, so while we're on...
He does go to the footy. I'll give him credit. He does go to the footy and he'll sit among the crowd, we'll give him credit there. I think he's done a pretty good job during this whole thing,
I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that, but...
I'll say he's handled it better than the fires at the start of the year. At least he's not out of the country.
Okay. Let's get away from politics.
All right.
Yes, let's get away.
So while we're on who we are and chatting about COVID, how has COVID affected you with your weight loss and your journey and routines and everything else? How's that affected you guys?
Massive.
I'll go. All right. So, look, for me, there's been a change because I can now work from home, and that's presented a different challenge in itself. Because when you're not working in an office and you're literally working a meter away from your bed, you lose a significant amount of steps in the day. So just walking around the office, getting to the office, back and forth and all that. So you lose a lot of steps. So I've had to make that up, and be it in my lunch breaks or before or after work walks. But in terms of the food and using the man shake and everything in that relation, I think it's made it easier for me because I'm at home, I can maintain I've got everything I need here, and I purposely don't have certain temptations, if you will, in pantries and all of that. So. And anyone who is on my channel will see how my weight loss has been affected, and it's just been pretty consistent, plugging along. But it does present different challenges.
Yeah. Speaking for me, because I had my weight loss in my sights for so long in such a direction, I had shifted from chasing scales, so to speak, to training for this mini triathlon that I was doing. So I was practicing for that, and then the triathlon got postponed till October. And then the gyms got shut down. And then I lost all motivation to exercise completely. And I'm be perfectly honest, I've had a set of dumbbells here and I've used them twice. That's it. So it hasn't affected me weight wise because I haven't put anything on. But as far as fitness and maintaining momentum, it's affected me a lot. So I'm happy that they're going to open back up the gyms. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
What about you, Lloyd?
I think with me, there's a big mental thing as well. I think being an owner of a small business, something like this can be damaging, absolutely damaging. So that's played on my mind. Also, being someone that's usually on my feet from the start of the morning till late at night, constantly. I just wasn't getting the movement in. Finding myself just being at home, just bored, and just heading to the pantry or heading to the fridge. So I'll admit I packed on probably just over 8 kilos over this past 2 months, which I'm not proud of, but unfortunately it's as much as I was trying to shake it, I just I had the constant things going on in my head, I suppose.
That was a pun, wasn't it? That was really good.
Oh.
So,
Shake.
but now that I'm back at work, I especially this past week, I've got focus on A, getting back up and running at work, and B, getting my lifestyle and health and that back on track.
He's turned into a robot.
A lot easier.
You're a robot.
Hey.
NBN, be kind to us, NBN. It's our first show. Be kind.
What I will say is
my robot balls.
I've been keeping track on Lloyd's Facebook. I've been stalking him pretty hard, and
That's not creepy at all.
No, well, it's not creepy because I basically tell him, you know. And, but his little projects he's doing at home are amazing, like the little buggy, like the car buggy, and the veggie patch that you've made. You certainly made some good use of your time, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's but still, it just wasn't getting the steps in what I usually would, and just far too much shit playing on my mind. That's why I was just building stuff and doing whatever I could until I had no money to do anymore, pretty much.
It's funny how busy Bunnings and all the hardware shops were during this whole shutdown. Everyone's just doing home renos. It's crazy. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned steps though, because even being back at work the last 2 weeks properly, the step count's ridiculous because you do so many steps without realising it. And if you're not getting out there and, you know, walking around, obviously, you don't, it's all that incidental exercise that you miss, that you don't even realise you're doing until you stop doing it. And you're like, oof, I'm not burning as many calories as I used to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so what else do we want to chat about? What have we been up to? What have you been up to this week, Ash? What have you been doing?
Well, I was just waiting on Tim's answer, didn't he?
Did he not answer? Okay, Tim.
I was just waiting quietly. That's all right. I mean, yeah.
Jump in, Tim. You got to jump in.
Me, I packed on a little bit of weight as well. I put on probably about 6 kilos. And I mean, I don't really understand why. Well, I think, I understand why, because I obviously wasn't working out. It was the same kind of story with you, Jurd. Like, the gym's shut. Like you can't really go outside. They tell you to stay inside unless you're doing a little bit of exercise. But where I live, it's like, what can I really do? Like I could go for a walk, but I just don't feel like that's anywhere near as good as what I used to do. But I think it was also the stress, like, am I going to have a job next week? Am I going to be stood down? Am I stores going to be closed? Like we're like at the beginning there, like there was so much information flying around the internet about, were we going to get locked down? Was New South Wales going to be locked down? And everyone was like, holy shit, we're going to be shut and we're going to be off for 4 weeks. And, like, obviously a lot of retail didn't end up closing down. But it was still like, you were just sort of waiting for the caseload to skyrocket. And the second that happened, you were like, holy shit, they're going to close us down. And luckily that didn't come to pass. So I was able to work the whole way through. But I don't know, it was just, like just the stress of that and going to work every day. And because people are obviously going through a rough time at their work as well, like rough times as well when it came to their financial situation and their home situation, and they were taking out their frustration on retail staff. And it's like, I mean, for me, honestly, I would normally have 1 to 2 bad customers a month, but I was getting abused 3 to 4 times a day. And it was like, you would just go home and you're like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to eat healthy. I just want to fucking eat the first thing I find because I'm going to eat my feelings, essentially.
Yeah.
But for me, I lost a lot of motivation in that respect, and I put on a bit of weight and sort of found, now that it's coming closer to gyms reopening, I've started to cut down a lot of the shit that I was eating and get back to a routine and using Man Shake and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I think a lot of us can agree that it's called comfort food for a reason.
Yeah.
You know? And if you're anything like me, you're an emotional eater, Tim. And I'm sorry to hear that you've had that weight gain. The same with you, Lloyd. But the good news is that you can get straight back up on that horse.
Yeah.
And lose it.
Yeah.
I think
You've done it before.
I think that brings us to one of the really important points about weight loss is I don't think people really understand how to face adversity in their weight loss journey. Like, a lot of people look for a quick fix to their weight loss, and we all know that that's not something that truly exists.
No.
But
people. Sorry to interrupt you, Tim. People come on and say, "How much can I lose? How quick can I lose it?" That's not the way to do it.
No.
You want lifestyle change.
Yeah, people will look at they'll be like, you know what, I'm sick, I'm unhappy with myself, I'm going to lose weight, and then they'll jump on Google, they'll be like, how do I lose 50 kilos in 8 weeks? And it's that's not how it works. And I think, and then people will get onto that fitness journey, and they will, they'll have success, and then something will hit them like a roadblock, like, for example, COVID, or like a gym being shut, or like this, not being able to losing a job and not being able to afford a gym membership, or not being able to afford essentially to buy the weight.
An injury.
Injuries.
Yeah,
people sort of don't know how to deal with that adversity, and a lot of people stumble on that roadblock.
Well, it's such a mental, like, for weight issues and dealing with weight is such a mental, like, roadblock too. Like, it's such a mental thing. So it doesn't take a lot for you to feel like it's not worth doing it anymore. Which is probably why I struggled for my entire life to get healthy, because it all seems too hard, and you get one little setback and you think, it's not worth it, but it is worth it. You got to persevere. You got to push through. I always say the rewards are there. You just got to be determined to get them. Like, you can get them. It's hard though. It's hard to stop all that training that you've had for your entire life, to snap those habits and try and dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, but. That's what it's all about. A lot of people on the Man Shake Man group say that I had a bad weekend and it rolled into a week, but you haven't gone back to where you were. Like, you're still ahead of the game. You're still living healthy. Like, just try and reset. That's it.
It's okay to have bad days. Like, everyone thinks that if you have a bad day, that you've derailed your whole process. You haven't. You have. You just have a bad day, and then the next day you have a better day and a better day, and then you might have another bad day. You just get forward. Like,
exactly right, man. And the way I liken it is if you're driving an hour away, right, and you're following the GPS. This is you on your weight loss journey, but you accidentally make a wrong turn. Now, that wrong turn isn't going to send you right back to the start. It's just going to take you on a side street. You just do a U-turn, go back onto the route. Yeah. And that's, like, a lot of people get caught up and they just kick their own asses and say, I've effed up. That's it. I'm done. It's snowballing from here. Like, have you experienced that, Lloyd, at all?
Oh, of course. I've experienced that plenty of times over the years with all different kinds of diets. And even with the Man Shake, there's been times where I've gone, fuck, what am I doing? But
there's times you'll look in your cupboard and you'll be like, oh fuck, strawberry again.
Birthday shake, where are you?
Hey Jurd, I've still got some birthday shake. How much?
Hey Jurd, I still got some birthday shake too.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. Yeah, I'm holding out hope that they're going to re-release it for their 7th birthday. Man Shake. Do it, Man Shake.
I want to I want them to do the meat pie milkshake flavor.
People thought that April Fool's thing was real. Sausage roll.
I like the idea of the toilet paper one. You know, when toilet paper was hard, you know, just get some toilet paper flavored man shake.
Wow, that's disgusting.
No.
Well, okay. So on that, what do you think the next man shake flavor would be? If they're going to release a new one tomorrow, what's the first one that pops into your head?
I want Jaffa. I think Jaffa would be amazing.
Ooh, Jaffa, yes, or Malteser.
Yeah, why?
Cookies and cream.
Yeah. Why can't we get the flavours that they get in those new tubs now? You can get Ice Vovo in an ice cream tub. Can we not have a nice Vovo man shake?
They might run into some kind of licensing issue there, though, I suppose.
Even Oak are releasing like Fantails flavored chocolate milks and things.
I saw that the other day,
Did you
Lloyd.
see that pineapple oak, the pineapple lolly?
I saw that the other day too.
Yeah.
I was that
I wanted
close.
to try it, but I'm on a weight loss journey.
Maybe we can buy one and just split it. Just have like just a little bit each, little taster.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Mango flavor.
Ooh,
Mango.
They
Ooh,
haven't
yeah.
done any, like, besides strawberry, obviously. They haven't really done any fruit, have they?
Yeah, like an orange one. That'd be great. I'd love that.
I don't
But
love
bananas are fruit, isn't it? Good.
Oh,
Or is it more? It's actually a herb.
no, it is a
You know
herb.
that?
Hey, I knew that. I knew that.
Isn't it funny how on that Facebook group, how like one person will be like, I really love the caramel flavor, and like personally, my favorite is the caramel flavor, and then someone will be like, oh, I hate the caramel flavor, it tastes awful, and you're just like, what? Like, how is our? I know, like obviously that's how taste buds work, but it's just crazy how different each person's
Absolutely.
of it is. It's insane. Caramel is the best.
I think
Nah.
I was really wanted to like strawberry. Did not like it at the start.
Ah,
I've revisited
get out.
strawberry now, and I mix it. And I had one with vanilla today. Perfect, amazing. It's too strawberry.
I've actually revisited strawberry as well.
Mix it.
Yeah. That was because of Ash.
Strawberry and chocolate.
Because Ash was having strawberry the other week.
Strawberry and
I thought, I'll give it a go again.
Okay, what's everyone's favourite combos? What's your favourite shake? You start, Lloyd, because you're the chef.
Yeah, all right. So I go chocolate man shake, frozen banana, ice, peanut butter. That's it. Let's blitz it up. Tastes like a Snickers. Delicious.
That sounds good.
You're gonna have to send me some of these recipes because
Yeah,
the only thing I've ever done is add vanilla protein powder to my shake.
That's it.
all I've ever.
That's boring.
Oh wow.
What life are you living over there, Tim? That's boring.
All right, so this is mine.
Jurdman.
Right? Sorry, go Lloyd.
Sorry, Jurdman. I am working on a Jaffa shake, by the way.
Ooh.
Got to perfect it though.
Perfect it and let me know.
How would you get the orange flavor into it?
Essence, probably. But you know,
No, you can actually freeze your segments of orange. So peel your orange, cut it into bits, put it in the freezer, and then you blitz it up.
are you gonna
Add your chocolate.
add dark chocolate to that, or just the shake?
But so have your chocolate man shake, add your chocolate super greens to it.
Chocolate.
Boost it up a little bit.
All right, this is
Can
mine. Right?
also, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I mean, didn't mean to cut you off this
No,
delay.
that's good.
But my go-to every day is coffee with bogan dust. That's my favorite. But if I were to go as far as getting the blender out, I would be having the mango Weiss one, the vanilla man shake, chunks of frozen mango, like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of coconut oil, water, blend it, mango Weiss. Beautiful. Tastes exactly like that.
Guys, can you send these recipes to me after this? Like, I need to up my recipe game. I need to up my man shake game.
I've never once got the blender out with man shake. Never once.
Either.
Really?
No, I'm easy. I've once did a quarter scoop coffee, quarter scoop strawberry, quarter scoop vanilla, quarter scoop chocolate. That was interesting. Won't do that again.
Yep.
It's like when you mix all the flavors of soft drink at like like Pizza Hut or something.
The King's Cup of drinking games. That one. My favourite is I have it every morning. Now the birthday cake's gone. Coffee shake, extra coffee, either a pod or bogan dust, coffee dust, or a coffee bag, whatever. The super greens, and just a little salt bay of cinnamon. Amazing. Really
I'm
easy.
about to say something that's gonna probably trigger everyone on this panel.
I'm prepared.
I despise coffee.
Oh.
It is disgusting. Not only the shake, but actual coffee.
Oh, you don't like coffee in general?
No.
Oh, you have no frame of reference then.
I've only actually just started
kick button.
liking coffee.
I only started drinking black coffee once I started the shakes, to be honest. I didn't really like coffee before that. And then I went bang.
You're all late to the coffee
I went
game.
straight to the black coffee.
To be honest, I was a bit late to the coffee game. I didn't like coffee until I was about 20, 21, when I was training to be a barista. I hated coffee going into barista training, but they kind of like force feed it down your throat, and it's good. I love it. It's great.
Why is purely psychological, and I'll explain it to you. When I was very young, my mother dropped me into a bath of scalding hot water, and
Lord.
I got pretty bad burns for it. And from that day on, I have never been able to have really hot baths and showers. Like if the temperature's too hot, I get really anxious, and I don't drink hot drinks. I haven't my whole life. So like tea, coffee, hot chocolate, not a fan at all. So
Really?
just like. Yeah, really, 100% psychological. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could try iced coffee, but I just
my rule with coffee is.
Utah, give me 2.
You guys won't hear that, but everyone else will hear that. Utah, give me 2. I'll have as much coffee as you want. I have coffee before the gym.
What did you just do? Because you just went silent. Just like
it's completely silent.
Utah,
the thing
give
with
me 2.
coffee is.
Yeah, it's production. It's the smoke and mirrors. No, coffee's a really good pre-workout.
I will say one thing.
Just quietly.
One thing, Tim. Lloyd mentioned iced coffee. If you're going to have the iced coffee, don't go to Starbucks to get an iced coffee or something like that, because it's full of sugar. Stay away from it.
Yes.
You literally just actually Macca's do a really good iced coffee, because they literally, I see them do it. They just pour the shot of coffee in, ice, and just a little top of milk, and then that's it. That's the only.
I might have to broaden my horizons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes on.
You will.
Goes
Coffee.
around.
Coffee. It's a little thing you might not have heard about, but people seem to like it.
You'll get addicted. You'll be like, hey, is it coffee time yet? Just wait till 10:30 in the morning and you have your coffee poo. It's the greatest experience you'll ever have in your life.
Yeah.
All right.
On that note, let's leave coffee. All right. Back to what I was going to say before. Ash, what have you been doing this week, mate? What's been happening?
Oh, well, this week I've been on annual leave, to be honest. Haven't been doing a lot in terms of work. You got my channel there, as you can see. I've been keeping busy. On the weekend, I caught up with a whole bunch of mates for an isolation super meet. We usually catch up every year and go to like Port Macquarie or Coffs Harbour or something like that with about 30 or 40 guys, and we all just kind of hang out and drink. It doesn't really have a lot to do with cars, but that's my mate's son. He knows every single wrestling move ever. Like, you literally just call out a wrestling move and he'll do it. Like, that's the tombstone right there. He does like suplexes. He does the John Cena, you can't see me. Like, he's just brilliant.
What's that, Ash?
That's a whole bunch of booze. So I gave myself a hall pass for
that's some serious isolation booze right there.
Yeah, and I did actually take the the Johnny Walker Blue as well. I had that rattling around in the liquor cabinet for a little while, so I thought, what better opportunity than take it out with the boys and have a sip. And
you didn't mix it with Coke, did you?
Oh no, we mixed it with ginger beer. It goes best with no, you don't mix that, man. You just leave it. And
you're an ex-bar man, you know that.
Yes, of course. Neat. Well, didn't even have any ice in it.
It looks like Jurd just died a little bit on the inside then when you said that. The look on his face.
How's those sunglasses? Aren't they amazing?
Are those pit wipers?
They're Oakley something.
Are you going skiing?
Well, basically, him
Or
and
you-
his mate were actually going to go to Whistler, but they kind of went to a competition with each other to find and buy the most offensive pair of sunglasses ever. And
They are pretty offensive.
Mission
Like,
mission accomplished.
that's Total Recall type shit right there.
it was epic. Yeah, it was just a great weekend. Just got very drunk, had a lot of food, and I'm still like really bloated as anything. So today I tried to do a little bit extra walking and such. But yeah, I uploaded earlier today latest episode of Fat Chat. That's episode 9, and that was with my missus. And we talk about like her and the Lady Shake, which she's been on at the present moment and loving it. But more of the conversation was about her dealing with me when I was at my fattest and just an absolute piece of shit. Like she's too good for me, basically. And,
Most of them are.
And yeah, and I cried in this one. So like I legit cried on camera. So if you want to see me full ugly crying, check out that video after this one, obviously. But
real men cry. Real men also cry.
Hold
Real
on,
men-
whoa, slow
Real
down.
men should cry. Real men should cry.
That subscribe button is not ticked right
Oh,
This is this
there. Out.
Damn.
this is the OBS browser source.
oh.
So no. Yes.
I don't know whether
Hey,
to believe that, Jurd.
Hey, check this out. Look at this one. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Hold on. I'm doing it. Look, see, I'm not subscribed either. Look, I'm not subscribed to my own channel.
You can't subscribe to yourself.
Yes, you can. Can you? I don't know.
No, you are yourself.
Okay, well, where's Lloyd? Lloyd's not. Where's Lloyd?
Jurd's just proving he's not a good friend.
Hey, Lloyd's not. Look, not subscribed to Lloyd either. There you go.
Jokes. Well, I don't have it. Well, I do have a YouTube, but I don't ever use it.
No. Okay. Well, what have you been up to this week, Tim? Let's have a look.
To be honest, not a great deal. I decided to take a step back from streaming for about a week and a half and just just relax really. I don't know, the whole COVID period's been pretty stressful. Like life is pretty stressful, so just decided to talk to some people and make a doctor's appointment and get a checkup and just a little bit of self-care really. So unfortunately, I'm planning some holidays in early July as well. Going to take 2 weeks off, thinking about going and traveling away and visiting my mum and taking my son down to see her. And I've just been spending some time with him. Some quality time with my son.
It's awesome. It's always. Well, that's the most important thing, isn't it? That's probably why half of us have done. Well, probably all of us have done what we've done is for family and to make sure we're around for our kids and make sure we're around for our wives and everyone that actually cares about us that we're around for and not going to die early,
Yeah, it's really crazy. Like I've been on 3 different podcasts in probably the last 3 weeks, and one of them was a mental health podcast, and I just spoke openly about the reason that I decided to go on that weight loss journey, and it was just looking in the mirror and just fucking hating what I saw. And then, starting to make a change. And, 12 months, 15 months later, like I'm in a much better position now than I was this time. I'm happy.
Definitely.
I'm happy with myself, but I'm I'm changing, but I'm happy with who I am.
That's the most important thing, isn't it?
But and it's like you said, it's for family reasons as well. Like I didn't want to be that dad that was like, whose son would be like, let's play daddy. And I'd be like, tired after 30 seconds and, couldn't, and then it would be like, you go play while I lay on the couch. Like I didn't be that dad.
No, I didn't want to be a fat dad either. That's it.
Yeah. And so I needed to make the change and it was way overdue. I'm just really sad that I waited 34 years to do it. Oh, and it was also my birthday like a couple of weeks ago. So that's pretty much.
Hey.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you. 35, old.
Happy to hear that you're taking care of your mental health, man. Taking stock.
Your physical appearance is literally a third of the battle. It's the rest is mental and just your emotional well-being. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that gets so often neglected when we talk about weight loss journey. Everyone goes, I'm going on a weight loss journey, so I'm gonna lose heaps of weight. I'm gonna be so fucking happy after I'm done. And it's like, no, you're not, because you will have lost all that weight. The underlying issues of how you perceive yourself is still going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to address them too. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's funny how much, I say it all the time, but the physical improvement you get by losing weight is almost as much as the mental improvement you get. Like, I think people underplay how much mentally you'll feel better about yourself if you feel more confident. Like, you get the self-belief back that you're able to do things. Like, you end up getting so down on yourself. You get sort of stuck in this cycle. Everyone talks about the cycle, but the physical improvement and the mental improvement, people underestimate how much you're going to improve in both. You're still going to have, your moments, but I think generally you feel better, and you feel better about yourself. You don't feel like, you're worthless, sort of thing. Like, yeah. Anyway,
it definitely is like
Mm.
The way people like neglect their mental health and just think that they can tackle everything, and it just takes a toll on you. Like, you have so much on your plate and your plate's full. And I found that one of the reasons I decided to take a step back from streaming and like, talk, like, have a couple of phone counseling sessions and, just talk to, see a doctor was I felt like my plate was full. Like, I felt like I couldn't listen to other people's problems. I couldn't give other people the time that they deserved. And I couldn't, like if someone came to me saying, I feel really down today, like, so much of me was like, I want to help you not feel down anymore, but I don't have the capacity to do it because I'm still struggling myself. And I was like, I need to talk to someone. Like, I need to sort this shit out. And I think a lot of people would definitely benefit from doing the same thing.
I'm pretty sure you get 10 free. I think you get 10 free consultations, don't you? Is that still a thing?
Yeah. The mental health plan, like, which I didn't go on. I just had a couple of phone counseling sessions, which was really helpful. And that, like, I decided not to go with the mental health plan, but anyone can go to a doctor and say, this is how I feel. I'm feeling like down. I'm feeling stressed. I'm feeling depressed. And 10 free counseling sessions, either in person or over the phone. Like, it's one of the best tools you can use. Absolutely.
I would also recommend that a lot of people, if you're from a big employer, also look into your employee benefits, because a lot of places offer on like counseling. I know that the bank I work for, they do, and they'll give you an X amount of, phone counsels, or you can go meet them in person, and it's actually really good. I've done it a few times, and it really helps. Really does.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we'll go back to Lloyd. Lloyd, what have you been? Oh, there we go. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Hold on. We'll go back to. There we go. What have you been up to this week, Lloyd?
No, besides just getting everything ready for work, been looking after my wife and son. They've been full of cold this week, so my son's been back to daycare and decided to bring a cold back, and now my wife's waiting for a COVID result. Well, she's gonna go for a test on Tuesday. I highly doubt she's got COVID-19. We're in a small town where there's no cases, but better safe than sorry. So other than that, I've been trying to stay away from them as much as possible, and I've been writing a little bit of music. Been playing a bit of Mortal Kombat 11.
How is that, Lloyd? Is it good?
It's pretty good. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, considering that I hadn't played Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3 on the old SNES. So it's definitely good.
That's good. I saw some of the fatalities and bit of gameplay, and that looked pretty fun.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is so brutal. It is so brutal.
And the whole story mode on it is really flawless nowadays.
The flawless victory.
Exactly. No pun intended. But
no, I heard that though. I heard the last one was had a really good story too.
It took me so long to get that flawless joke. I'm just like, there you go.
Terrible. I heard the last Mortal Kombat had a really good story too, and it sort of hooked a lot of people in, which is funny. You're talking about story Mortal Kombat, but yeah.
Yeah. No,
Mortal Kombat's always had a really good story though. People just didn't.
The lore, that's true. I haven't played it since the third one too. I think, Lloyd. I sort of fell away, but yeah.
And it spawned two of the greatest kung fu movies of all time. Let's be honest, Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they brought back Shang Tsung, like the actual actor, Tagomi from Man in the High Castle, for anyone that is keeping
Yeah.
up. It's so good to see him back in the mocap. It's really fun. You know, Ash is tuned out. Mortal Kombat, Ash. Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, like I mean, you know, like we all bring different things to the table. I'm not a gamer. I won't pretend to be one. You know, if you want to talk about KFC or anything like
Supers.
that, I'm right back in there.
Yeah, I was getting
I think we've all had our share of KFC right here, no doubt.
I don't really
That's why we're here.
I don't really miss that, to be honest. One thing I miss about KFC is potato and gravy. That's it. It's the only thing I
really?
miss. That's the only thing I miss.
Really, it's my
Nasty.
least favorite thing about KFC.
Yeah.
Love it.
Jurd, can you just do me real quick? Can you just check to see whether you got a pulse? Like, is that all right? Like, are you living?
It doesn't run as fast as it used to. No,
The gravy's in my arteries.
no, I would see. I found out very early. This is how I've done it. Right, I've done it the lazy way. Not the lazy way, but I know that 3 pieces of fried chicken is an hour on a treadmill. I don't want the chicken that much. They need to put treadmills on food. When you see a Big Mac and it says 2 hours to burn off or whatever it is, no, I don't want to burn it off for 2 hours. I don't want to eat it. That's how I am. I'd rather go the lazy way and just not have it.
Well, what happens come celebration meal? What do you do?
I actually, funnily enough, I'll flick over to me while we're doing this, I guess. Funnily enough, not that one, Jesus.
Oh God, we need a new producer.
Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who invited him? Funnily enough, when I got to 99, I would have a Philly cheesesteak. That was going to be my... KFC was going to be my meal. And then early on, I realised I didn't want KFC. And then it was going to be a Philly cheesesteak because I love a Philly cheesesteak. And I got to 99, and I thought to myself, I don't want to see it go back up to 100. So I've just been so laser-sided with it. It's just... I know it's not fun, and I know that it is what it is, but I know that it's a very slippery slope with me. If I was to open the floodgates, and I even know with snacking, I've snacked more in the last month than I have the last year, but it's been the healthy snacks. So the damage hasn't been dramatic. I've just not, I'm boring, I guess, but it's worked for me. So I know that I've got to keep the rails.
Well, whatever works for you. But for anyone who is watching this as well, and I've looked up the science behind it, but cheat meals or celebration meals, whatever you call them, they're actually very beneficial for you on your weight loss journey. Being that your body thinks that, I guess there's some influx of carbs, fats, and all of that, thinks food is plentiful, and it will keep burning away at your fat stores rather than, just holding on to it and just thinking, well, we must be coming into winter, just going to hold on to all this fat. Absolutely. Treat yourself once a week if
everyone does. But everyone does.
If you,
I mean, it's interesting that you like just the different approaches to weight loss.
I've had cheat meals. I have had cheat meals, but then I get a food hangover the next day and feel terrible.
With me, it was like I could cut out soft drink straight from the beginning. Right, day dot, I could have cut out all soft drink consumption. But I was like, to do that, I'm just doubling the amount of mental work I have to do. Because not only would I have to have the mental discipline not to drink one of the things that I've been drinking for 20 plus years, but I would also have to have the mental discipline not to eat food that I've also enjoyed. And I was like, I just went, you know what, Tim, you can have this and you can have it in moderation, but you don't have to cut it out. And I think for me, that mental aspect of it was like, I don't have to give up something that I enjoy. I just have to, essentially lessen what I'm having. And like my weight loss journey was not all fucking kiwi, like avocado on, like smashed avocado on toast and, like lentils. It was, like obviously man shake was a big part of that. I'd have a big hearty dinner. I would have on the weekend, I would have pizza, like I would get a pizza and share it with my son, or I'd have McDonald's or I'd have KFC. Like I didn't go crazy with cutting things out. And obviously my journey wasn't as fast and as dramatic as some people's has been, but that was a happy journey for me. Like, and it's just interesting seeing different.
Well, everyone's journeys is their own journey. Like I say all the time, this is what I've done. You don't have to do this. Like this is just giving you what I've done, and you can take from that what you want. All my advice is based on just my own experience. That's I'm not none of us are professionals. Like so, whatever works. And a lot of blokes get on there and say, "How many beers can I have?" You can have as many beers as you want, but you have to realise that if you're not changing even to moderation, and you don't get the results that you want, then maybe you need to tighten it a little bit. That's the thing. That's whatever you want, just moderation, really.
I'll throw this over to you guys as well. Like a lot of the things that we see in the Facebook page are like, what do I need to do to lose weight? Like that's the question is like, what did you do? You know, what did you do, Jurd? What did you do, Ash? What did you do, Lloyd? Like the people come at you and say, like, you know, like obviously if they've done it and they've worked, if I do the same thing, it's going to work for me. And it's like, it's not how it works. Like what advice would you give to people who are starting off in that, you know, they're literally just walking into that Facebook group, they've got Manshake and they're like, what do I do now? Like, what would your advice be?
The advice that I would give is that I would say that this journey, and I will just preface this with preface. That's the one. Thank you. I will preface and say that this weight loss journey I'm currently on with Manshake has been the easiest one I've ever done, and I've done dozens. And this is where I would start off and say that it should not be grueling in any kind of way. All you're doing is making slight little changes to what you're doing. And in some cases, it might be pretty major changes. And the Manshake is just this awesome tool that will help you get to those goals that you want to have. And it does it in such a fashion that you shouldn't be hanging for food. And if you are, you just make the adjustments to make it suit your lifestyle, suit what you're wanting to do, suit how you want to do it. And treat yourself once a week, meal, not day, you know, and just keep active.
Like you said there, Ash, it is a tool though. So it's not a magic pill.
No, I did an episode on that. Not a magic pill.
You have to work on and we've all mentioned it. Everyone asks, and that's the first thing you say is, it's not a magic pill. You have your shakes.
It's not an answer. It's a part of, it's something for you to help you solve the problem.
And you've got to change your lifestyle to fit it all in.
And educate yourself too, Lloyd. You've got to educate yourself with better choices and decisions.
There's so much. Oh, sorry, you go, man.
Sorry. So I reckon this has probably been the first diet that I've actually gone on myself without someone else telling me to go and do it.
That's a big key too, isn't it?
I saw pop up on. It is.
It's a massive key.
Yeah.
You got to want to do it.
Whole life being overweight and everyone going, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. And you try and do these things and you're like, this isn't for me. I can't do this. And you soon fail. Or there's things that are just so strict, you can't keep to it. Whereas I've just found the Manshake, like I'm massive sweet tooth. And I just found having a shake of a morning, like beforehand, I'd wake up and have a Red Bull, go to work, not have anything for lunch.
Breakfast having champions.
Exactly. And then not having anything for lunch, then having rubbish for dinner because I'm just completely knackered. It's all about getting the right stuff into you and just making those little changes.
Well, I've said for quite a while, one of my biggest keys is simplicity and routine. For me, knowing what I'm having and when I'm having it and taking those decisions away, because if you left to your own decisions, I'm going to go to the fridge or I'm going to get on the phone and call up Domino's, or you can get Uber Eats to your house now. It's ridiculous. Like,
who calls Domino's?
Yeah, who even eats Domino's?
I love Domino's.
Our Domino's just closed.
Really?
Does that have anything to do with you not eating it anymore?
Exactly right.
But
my face is on the window.
But yeah, for me, simplicity. A lot of people overcomplicate this. It's not complicated. It's very simple. For me, it's very simple. You just get yourself on the rails and you just slowly alter things that you're doing. Like you park your car further away from the shops. Like me and the kids, we take the stairs now. The first few weeks.
You walk up the escalator. Like you don't wait. You don't just stand on. walk up it.
The first few weeks, the kids were like, "Why are we going up the stairs, Dad?" And now they try and race me up the stairs. They love it. So it's just.
If you want a real challenge, run up the down escalator.
I haven't done that since I was about 10, I think. I have to tell my kids to. Lloyd loves stairs. You love stairs, don't you, Lloyd?
I do love stairs. Yeah.
I've seen a video of him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll. I'll chat about what I've been up to. Here we are. So, unlike Ash, who does daily vlogs, I don't know how he has the time to do that. It's crazy.
I don't.
I don't. He's a magician. I tell you, he's a magician.
My vlogs would be so boring if I did that just quietly. To do the same thing every day.
That's what.
Get up, shower, go to work, come home.
Tim, that's why we have to game while we're chatting, because it just fills the void of nothingness.
Yeah.
It's a very, very desolate image, isn't it?
I was going to say my blog is boring.
You do well.
Your blog, you cover so much stuff though. Like, we're learning about you. That's the whole thing. You're not like pigeonholing yourself with one
It's
thing.
about you, Jurd.
You're getting a whole. Yeah,
It's about you,
it's
Jurd.
about me. Anyway, so I did do a new episode of my. Oh God, there we go. Jesus, that's wrong. We'll go back. I did do a new episode this week on my Jurdman's Beginner's Guide to Weight Loss. I started this after I lost all the weight for some reason, because I got asked so many questions the same over and over again, and I thought it was worthwhile just doing a beginner's guide. So I do a different topic every week. Simple stuff, really. If you haven't had a look, have a look. Hit the subscribe button. I haven't subscribed to myself, evidently. Hit the subscribe button there. So this week I did late night snacking, because I got asked so much about. I get asked all the time, like, how do you beat the cravings? How do you beat this? So I did a video just on how I do it, because I fast. I don't know if anyone else fasts. Who fasts here?
No, I don't.
No.
I don't generally eat breakfast, but that's out of choice because I wake up in the morning and I just don't really feel like eating.
Okay.
So it's not. Yeah.
See, my problem was I pinpointed two of my biggest problems: bread, one of my biggest problems, and finishing work at midnight, coming home and having 6 Weet-Bix in a bowl full of sugar, like at midnight, and then falling asleep on the lounge. No wonder I got to 170 kilos. It just seems like lunacy to do it now. So I knew that I had to change it up. So fasting is what I've been doing, and a lot of blokes are sort of doing it. So I just chatted about how I combat, because I'm up streaming late on Twitch. So how do you combat feeling hungry to a point where you feel sick? Because sometimes you can feel quite sick if you're up late. So liquids. Here's a little shortcut. Liquids. Water, black coffee, black tea, X50 green tea. Love it. Keep yourself busy. Don't be like, get a hobby. Do something. Keep your brain going. That's the biggest thing. And if it gets too bad, go to sleep. Sleep's great for you. Go to sleep. So
Yeah,
that's the one thing I haven't improved on is my sleep habits. I'm a terrible sleeper.
Pull
So
up on other things like tune into That Fat Guy, binge on that.
that'll put you
eat
to
that
sleep right there.
channel,
That'll
yeah.
put you to sleep.
Do you find, like, when it comes to your sleep, do you find that, like, obviously when you were, like, when I was 150, I was sleeping all the fucking time. Like, I would sleep heavy, and I would find myself falling asleep in the daytime, and I would wake up, like, just feeling like I was still extremely tired.
Yeah, I used to
But
wake up with
now-
headaches all the time.
Now, I used to go now I generally go to sleep at 12 o'clock and I get up at 7 in the morning and I feel pretty good. Like, and yeah, it's just it's crazy. Like, I'm still, I don't know. Like,
Do you snort him?
no, I don't anymore. I used to, but I don't now. Like,
That's why you used to sleep all the time, because you were tired, because you weren't sleeping. Odds are if you snored, you have some sort of obstruction when you sleep. It doesn't actually allow you to get into REM, and
I used
you
to
wake up really
I used to
tired.
snore like a freight train. The missus used to nudge me because I'd stop breathing too in the middle of the night.
Freight trains don't snore.
See, sorry, someone just said something in your chat then, Jurd. Someone just said something. He's actually one of my normal viewers. He said, carbs is what you cut down. Cutting out rice is hard. I don't think you need to cut carbs out. I honestly don't.
I did.
I don't. Yeah, I know everyone.
Not
does
100%.
it.
No, but
So
it's
I think, yeah.
you got to I pinpointed that carbs was one of my biggest problems. So I just decided to do a slash and burn with it. Basically, I could eat a loaf of bread in a day, no problems. I could have.
Oh, jeez.
I could have 6 slices. I could have 6 slices for.
carbs.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, there's right carbs
But,
and wrong
yeah,
carbs.
but see, that's
Yeah.
the same thing as well, because there's been like I'm not sure if you guys follow the fitness chef on Instagram, but he does a lot of really useful comparisons. When you look at, like, everyone's going to say there's right and wrong carbs, but when you look at a slice of white bread and a slice of wholemeal bread, in all honesty, there's very little difference between the two. And you know, like, and everyone's like, oh, I need to cut out white bread and white rice and white pasta and that, and I need to have wholemeal of everything. Don't just cut down the intake. You don't have to eradicate them from your diet. I think that is a huge misconception, that if you want to lose weight, you have to cut out carbs, because at some stage, if you want to put on muscle, you are going to need carbs.
Also,
you need that protein and carbs and fat, essentially.
Pick the right time for your carbs too. Having carbs, like things like oats and even bread and things like that after a workout is actually good for muscle development and things like that.
Yeah, and recovery as well. Have a bowl of pasta. Have a bowl of pasta at lunch. Don't have it at dinner. Like, don't have it before you go to bed. Have it at lunch, so you still got a fair bit of time through the day to help burn that off. You know, like, it's I adamantly disagree with carbs being removed from a diet. I think that's
We'll see. Moderation. One of my so I have several. I have a long list of problems that I had: pasta, carbs, wheat bix, bread, soft drink. I could go on all day. So for me, I completely agree with everything you said, and a lot of people don't cut out carbs, and I just knew that I needed to stamp that out. Same with soft drink, Pepsi Max and sugar-free lemonade. Like Pepsi, like everyone goes, oh, the sugar-free stuff's worse than the proper stuff. No, I have sugar-free stuff. I don't care. Sugar-free Solo, it's the nicest sugar-free drink out there. I have 1 or 2 of those a day. Hasn't hurt me at all. But I knew that I had to. I knew I had to take it, and I did. I knew I had to take a drastic approach and change things. So I've done it, maybe to the extreme, but it's worked, and I haven't missed it at all, to be honest. And now I'm happy.
Jurd, I think we all do it in different ways. You know, like, you know, Tim said before that he, you know, has a hard time giving up 20 years worth of habit and still has a Coke Zero, or I think it was a Coke Zero.
Oh, yeah. I still drink. I still drink normal Coke as well.
Yeah, normal Coke. Yeah. Jurd, you cut out carbs now. Carbs is bad for me as well, but I'm all right using brown rice and such that. And I think,
but you learn.
I think there is a difference. But soft drink, I don't touch. I don't even have zero. I don't have, like, the first Coke that I have had in probably about 4 or 5 months was the night before last at mate's place when I mixed it with some Canadian Club. That's the first one.
A Canadian Club, a good choice.
Yeah, we're dry, but we only have Coke Zero. But
I guess that's another advantage that I had as well, is I've never been a big drinker. Like, I don't drink at all unless it's a social situation. And even
I'm the same nowadays.
And like I always thought growing up, I was like, God, drinking alcohol is such a waste of money. Like, it's just literally throwing, like, it just, I never, whenever we went out to the pub, or we went out for, like, gigs, or we went to the club or anything, I was always designated driver. I just did not see I just didn't want to spend, like, all that money for essentially just to get intoxicated and possibly do something stupid. Like, I haven't had that issue through my weight loss. I didn't have to give up the beers because I never had them in the first place. So, you know, like,
I work in a pub,
alcohol
so I get sick of it.
Men courage to, you know, approach, you know, the opposite sex. So I guess that's like, you know, drops inhibitions. You know, maybe I'm in with a shot.
When you're not really,
While we're on alcohol, what's your go-to? A lot of people recommend for healthy versions. Vodka lime soda is probably, I think, considered one of the least, bad alcohol, I guess, low-calorie alcohol. What do you have, Lloyd? What do you have when you're having a little snifter?
I barely drink nowadays, but it's purely just a couple of beers.
What beer?
Yeah, still just usually go like a Stone and Wood or some sort of Pacific Ale.
Okay.
Yeah, Wild Yak.
Do you worry about
Birds.
the like what's in? Do you like try and get the low carb ones, or you just whatever? You don't have enough, so you don't worry about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple of big heads the other day, so they're
A lot of
zero
people.
carb.
Yeah, a lot of people recommend the burly
beer.
big head. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a lager. They kind of taste like just a Crownie,
Okay.
pretty much.
Mm.
So not great. So,
No,
but,
not ideal.
But yeah, I'd much prefer just to have a normal beer. If you're gonna only do it once every now and then, there's no harm in it.
It's just not worth the calories for me anymore. Like I'm just like, would I rather have like
Exactly
a man
right.
bar or a snack or half a tub of Hello Top that I actually never know about, or would I rather have a couple of beers?
That's a slippery. That's a slippery fucking slope for me. I'm not touching it again. Like honestly, like I had it.
What flavour?
And I had the caramel, the peanut butter one.
That's a good one.
And I'm thinking this, like, because in my brain it's like, hey, it's really low calories. It's gonna be good for me. And I'm thinking, and I just know that I'm gonna get to that point. It's like, oh, it's just a tub a night. That's all right. 360. I just know it's gonna end really badly.
You know,
so stay away from it.
You know what's a really good snack ice cream?
What?
The Mars bar ice cream. Do you know there's actually less calories in a Mars bar ice cream than there is in an actual Mars bar?
There you go.
One of those each night, or one of those at night, is not going to do you damage to your weight loss journey at all.
Ooh.
So,
I have one of these.
Let me have a look here.
Oh,
No. The stream's fine, mate. That's just your end. Don't worry about it. Ooh. Are they the nicest YoPro ever?
They are.
Oh, they're
I love
amazing.
cherry stuff like Dr. Pepper. I love, and cherry stuff. I just love. And this is the Australia being the team partner of an Olympics that isn't going to happen. The dark. What's it called? Cherry yogurt. Just give it a go.
Exclusive to
Good
Woolies
old
too.
Olympics.
Exclusive.
See, we
to
don't get
Woolies.
it. We haven't got them in Maryborough.
You haven't.
I want to try them.
did you just throw that on your bed?
It's empty.
Oh, I thought you were just like, here's some food.
It's empty and sealed. Like, I mean, I just did it for effect.
I'm trying to get
How
this.
how many props do you have, Ash? I noticed that in all your fat chats, you seem to have a prop in your room or something like that. Like you just literally loaded with him. Like, you like this thing? I've also got it. Throws it on the.
That's it. He's got
Like
it all.
we did the fat chat, and you had a hammer, and I was like, where the hell did you pull the hammer from?
That hammer is still in this room. It's actually over there. Because I was actually like putting some nails in here to hang up this lovely picture of David Hasselhoff, and we got onto the conversation of Manshake being a tool, and then I was like, like a hammer.
Randomly pulls this hammer out. I was like, okay, this isn't awkward.
There you go, Tim. There's your. Is that what you're talking about? These things.
Yep, definitely. There is actually less calories in one of those than there is in an actual Mars bar. When I found that out, that fucking blew my mind.
Okay, let me have a look here.
Not when you eat all six at the same time.
Okay, there's 100,
That's what you call-
147 calories per serve, so per thing.
And a Mars bar, I believe, is 210.
Do you look at the sugar content though, Tim?
No.
Okay,
That I-
don't look at the sugar content. Oh, it's
But see,
13 grams.
even-
13 grams of sugar.
Yeah, that's not too
It's
bad.
a sometimes
Like, I mean,
food. Sometimes.
Yeah. See, that for me would be like, even then I would be like, oh, if I'm going to have dessert tonight, hadn't had much for dinner, then I'd probably have that, like it's, and it's a small portion as well. Like it's enough to fill you up and be like, yep, that was tasty, cool. I don't need to smash the whole.
Without eating
6
like a whole mud cake. It's just that little. Yeah, definitely.
That's the problem that I face when it comes to ice cream, because you've got a tub
Mm.
and it's so easy to just go, you know what? I don't need to dirty a bowl. I'll just sit here with the tub and,
That's the Halo tub, like, the delusion. It's like, it's small enough to hold in my hand. Here we go.
I've got an empty one in the rubbish bin. Birthday.
Halo Top is really good, but it's just so expensive.
No, Tim. See, me
special.
and Ash chatted about this the other day. I used to buy Ben & Jerry's from the servo for $15 a tub, and I'd have no problems at buying it. And then you see Hello Top at Coles, and you think $9, ooh, or $7 in special. Ooh, I'm not going to do that. But like that's half the price of Ben & Jerry's.
And half as good.
Well,
It's true. It's true.
I have not had Ben and Jerry's in ages.
What was your favourite flavour?
Probably the choc fudge. I think it was. Was it choc fudge? It was just like getting destroyed with chocolate.
Oh, not the one with the little fishies in it.
I don't know, but it was like a chocolate one, but I wasn't sure if it was double choc or choc fudge. It's been so long since I've had Ben and Jerry's.
They've got weird flavors.
I like the New York Crunch one, whatever it was, with the walnuts. Yeah. That was really nice. And the Tonight Dough. I hate Fallon, but the Tonight Dough was really nice too.
I have been caught out a couple of times during isolation, hitting up Cold Rock delivery, getting salted caramel ice cream mixed with cherry ripe and crunchy.
Oh, wow.
Vericious in chat, you've never had Ben and Jerry's. You don't want it, mate. You don't need to. Don't go there. Don't do it.
You literally just save it. Just buy a thing of Halo Top, and you still have change to get a taxi home.
Print out a label. And just
yeah.
It's, the week I started the Man Shake, in my business, we put this giant big ice cream fridge full of bloody ice cream. So,
yeah.
It was like.
Sorry, I was going to say, how good's a Maxi Bon?
Maxi Bon's.
I'll pass.
It's a wet, mushy cookie.
Oh, I can go at Maxi Bon.
Ice cream biscuits are a travesty. I'm just going to say that.
I like the other end of the Maxi Bon, the end with the nuts.
I heard you like nuts.
What do you? Oh no, we're not going to go there. I was going to joke, but we'll leave that. Have you seen the new? We're talking about Golden Gay Times. Have you seen the new Golden Gay Time Krispy Kreme edition?
What?
I did see that.
I was so close to trying it.
7-Eleven.
I was so close to trying it.
I saw the rainbow unicorn one because my daughter spotted it. And she was like, "I want it." And yeah, that was cool, but I haven't seen Krispy Kreme edition.
And some companies just pick the absolute worst time to bring out some of the new flavors. They're like, "Oh, everyone's stuck at home in isolation. Well, Cadbury's got marble chocolate just for you," and you're just like, "What are you doing to me? Like, stop!"
The day I started a diet one day, I remember this is not like the Man Shake one. This is like one or two times before that. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna straight and narrow. I'm gonna lose it this time." Right. Next ad that comes on TV. KFC Double is back. And I'm like, oh no. Looks like I'm waiting another day.
Yep.
If KFC bring back the Tower Burger, my Man Shake journey's over.
I love the sauce on that Tower Burger. What sauce was that?
So good.
The sauce was the best.
Tangy tomato.
Was it?
Do you remember the Double Down?
Yeah, the double. Yeah, it's the
burger was the bun.
Yeah, the burger was the bun. Oh yeah. God. I never had that. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
That is probably actually better for you than the other burger, like a stacker burger, because it doesn't have the bread, which is full of sugar and carbs.
Yeah, there was a thing when they were bringing in the GST. This is going back a long time ago.
Okay, boomer.
Mac is.
All right, let's get comfortable. Here we go.
Johnny Howard and Peter Costello. No, they had a thing about the Macca's bun because it wasn't classed as like bread. It was classed as confectionery because of all the sugar that was in it. So there was an argument over the GST and what was going to apply to it. There you go. So technically,
really?
Macca's buns are confectionery.
What?
The more you know.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Look it up,
yeah, because you remember how
there's a thing called Google out there.
The idea for the
I lost all sound.
The idea for the double came from in the States, someone I think it was at a football game. I don't know if this story is correct or not, but it's so amazing when people tell it, when you hear someone talking about it. Some guy ran out of hot hamburger buns at an NFL game, so they just started using Krispy Kreme donuts as the bun. And then someone was like, "Why do we even need that? Why don't we just use the meat?"
Yeah. They do that with a Macca's burger. They get a Krispy Kreme, cut it in half, turn it upside down, and then put a Big Mac in between the burger.
My mate, actually, I could send this through to you, but which way? This way.
Oh,
That is 3 donuts with chicken, cheese, and bacon.
Send it through to me on Messenger, will you, Lloyd? I'll sort that
I'll
out.
send it through. Yeah.
Send it through. I'll put it up.
Yeah, today.
I had Milky Lane one time, and the burger was so good. I thought I was gonna die.
Milky Lane. What's Milky Lane?
It's the hamburger place. It does like really expensive hamburgers, and like they're like literally just drenched in like cheese and sauce.
Oh, have you guys seen that place in New York? Like they come to your table, they give you like the great big burger, and then they got this giant wheel of melted cheese, and they literally just scrape off the cheese and just like pours on top like a waterfall.
That is a travesty. I'm getting a heart attack looking at that.
He eats burgers for a living, pretty much.
I don't know how he's not the size of the house.
How's the crew stability in eating burgers for a living?
I know.
Yeah.
But every day on Instagram, there's a new giant big burger that he's eating.
One of my mates would love that, and he's like that. He's got the metabolism of a young Swedish boy. I don't know, but he would smash that.
Young Swedish boy.
I was channeling Kramer. I'm a young Swedish boy through the countryside.
Wow, I'm just going to use that as well.
Young Swedish boy.
Young Swedish boy, yeah. Like
that's Kramer.
Like a thin animal, like a giraffe or something.
You know? Yep. Those Swedes like to frolic. Anyway.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. See, I look at that and I just think that is so unnecessary. That is so unnecessary. Like it looks, I'm sure it's delicious.
I look at that as a challenge.
Me too. Like, I would too.
They're daring me to go and get that and, be like, oh, get it as a joke, but really, you actually really want it.
We were going to set up a thing at work, like one of those eating things, because we're watching Man vs. Food, and I thought, let's do one at work. Because we haven't got any of those out here. Let's do a kilo schnitzel, a kilo chips, and a litre of beer/soft drink, and we'll call it the heart attack. And then we sort of thought about it. This is when I was still big, and I was going to be the test run and try it. And I think I probably could have done it, to be honest. But we decided not to. You'd have to have the chips last because the carbs fill you up.
There's a place in the Central Coast outside of Sydney. It's like a schnitzel house, and they do like a kilo worth of schnitzel and like close to a kilo worth of chips, and like you get a litre beer as a challenge. And if you complete it, you get your name up on the wall or whatever. And one guy completed it in 7 minutes, and there's a video on their website that is just. Jurd, if you can pull it up.
Okay,
mate,
what is it? Let me find it.
I think it's an Erin Affair.
Erin Affair, 7-minute burger.
Yeah, Schnitzel House.
On YouTube?
No, it's Schnitzel Challenge. Just type it into Google.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the link for you. But
you keep talking.
Yeah, like the strategy to which, and we tried this challenge. So a bunch of boys went there and started, and you get this great big plate of schnitzel, and you think, oh, kilo worth of schnitzel, how big can that be? But it's big, and you start eating it, and like. It's like 6 or 7 schnitzels, like this big, and a great big mountain of chips. And not one of us came even close to finishing. Like everyone took, half, like the other half home, or like 3/4 home.
Okay, I've got it.
And
I've got it. Hold on. Yeah, keep talking. I've got it.
This guy, you watch it and you just like, oh, like he uses his drink as lubricant to get it down faster.
I just sent you a picture as well of a Milky Lane burger, Jurd, if you want to throw that up.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Do it all at once now!
We're doing it live.
Do it, everything. You're the producer, so produce.
I'm producing. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Produce.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. This is the exact one, yes.
I got skills.
So you might need...
I got mad skills.
Yeah, I might need to...
I can't do sound because you'll get the echo, unfortunately.
It's pretty long. So skip forward to like when you see him start eating.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, but just wait. Until he gets a little bit further into it. He starts dipping he saves time by dipping the chicken in.
I don't like people. I don't like people that dunk their bread into water to do these things. That's cheating.
Why? What? Why?
Yeah, why?
I've never understood that these eating challenges. Like to me, that's just like
wasting food.
If I'm sitting down to enjoy a meal, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to slowly eat it. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to romance I'm gonna talk dirty to it. I'm gonna just.
That was that Motley Crue song, wasn't it? Talk dirty to me about a burger.
I'm gonna enjoy the experience. Like that to me is just. I would just after that I'd just be like I want to throw up.
Well, that's pretty much exactly what happens. But this guy, he's put his name down in history at this place to do this. But he, like in an interview, I think they kind of did an interview kind of thing with him. He said that for days leading up, he would drink liters and liters and liters and liters of water to expand his stomach.
That can't be good for you.
On the lead up to it. So he can't just walk off the street one day and go, oh, I'm going to eat, a kilo worth of schnitzel in like 7 minutes.
That cannot be good for you.
No. Like watching those hot dog eating championships in America, like where they're just like, rom, rom, rom. You're like a hot dog is meant to be enjoyed. I had the greatest hot dog of my life walking down the street in the middle of Los Angeles from some dude who was just cooking them on a grill, and I was like, I will have that, thank you very much. And he loaded everything on it. I don't even know what was on it, but it was the best thing I've ever eaten.
There we go.
Like,
there's the Milky Lane burger. Have a look at that. Jesus.
Oh,
I feel sick.
See, that to me looks awesome. I would love to get my chompers around that. It looks so good.
Oh, man. Okay, so that's that one. And we got this one here. Let's have a look.
That's Milky Lane. Oh.
Yeah, so that was Tim who had the donut burger before. That was one that he completed a couple of weeks back as well.
Are you guys brothers by any chance? Because you
do, don't they?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's not you?
Mate, you should see his flesh tunnels. He's got flesh tunnels like that big. You can see on the side of his ears.
That looks crazy, doesn't it?
Oh my god, that is.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
I've always been tempted. Like, I've never been tempted, but like I saw someone like say once, "Oh, why doesn't someone just go up to him as a prank and just like put a padlock in the ear and just run away?"
You would not be the first person who's actually suggested that.
I'm not suggesting it, but like I haven't seen it yet. But like I was just like,
I'd be tempted just to do it.
I'll admit
that
I actually used to put padlocks through my flesh tunnels back in the day.
Flesh tunnels? Wasn't that your nickname in high school?
Hi-yo.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that was terrible, Jurd. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Jurd. You're learning.
Had to do it.
Got one.
I got too much happening. I got too much happening.
I thought it was funny, Jurd.
Thank you. That's all that matters.
It's funny. It was inevitable for us to get to this point because, like, all on weight loss journeys, what do we talk about? Food and stuff that we shouldn't really be eating and talking about. But I love it. It's good.
But in the same vein as well, like we're looking at that food now and we're thinking to ourselves, you know what? I could enjoy that as a treat. And I know I'm not going to eat that every day, and I'm not going to feel the need to eat that every day. Like, and I think that's a really good place to be. Like, I think that's a really good
progress.
Place to be as well. I think. But for me, I think a healthy relationship with food is when you don't beat yourself up about it all the time. Like that to me is the perfect relationship with food, where you think, yep, I'm just going to eat, really well most of the time, and then every now and then I'm just going to, blow myself out with a burger like that, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Instead of those people that are like, oh my god, I ate too many calories yesterday, I need to go and, I need to go and smash myself in the gym to make up for it. Like I don't think that's healthy. I've never thought that's a healthy relationship with food.
It's got to be a lifestyle change, and it's got to be maintainable. You're not going to maintain if you don't have anything that you really want to have. If you want to have a burger, have a burger. Just don't have them every friggin' day. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And you enjoy having a cheat meal if it's something that you only have maybe like a burger like that. If you have one of those once in 6 months, you fucking enjoy it, and you go, I got that out of my system. Back to it.
Give it 2 hours and it'll be out of your system.
That's the worst thing. Like if you're on the straight and narrow, and then you have when we were in Adelaide, I had a chicken breast filled with prosciutto, wrapped in prosciutto, filled with something with a cream sauce and a side of coleslaw, sauerkraut or whatever. That was amazing. But the next day, oh my lord.
Came out of you like a young Swedish boy.
Wow.
Wow.
It works on levels, on many levels.
That's how you do it, Jurd. That's how you do it. That was good.
That's disturbing.
It's just it's
Young Swedish boy.
yeah.
I'm gonna find
It's
it.
amazing how food affects you as well. Like when I was like full disclosure, when I was at my heaviest, my diet every day would be like
Tim? What was your heaviest? For people
my
that don't
heaviest
know.
was 152.
Okay.
So, and my diet every day was like a sausage roll and Coke for breakfast, and Macca's or Chinese or something for lunch from the food court, and then just like whatever was in the fridge for dinner. And like, yeah, I was so like, like that was what I was like. But when you're drinking, and I was drinking like 2 liters of Coke a day. So when you get to that point, like it doesn't, you just essentially you are just eating and drinking it because that's what you know, not because you're actually enjoying it anymore. Like when you're eating Macca's every day, you don't love it. You feel pretty shit all the time. Like your body's saying to you, fuck man, what are you doing? And now I notice that if I have McDonald's or if I have, Pizza Hut or if I have KFC or if I drink a can of Coke, it tastes better. Like because I'm not eating it all the time. Like I'm not eating it all the time.
See, even he, the what's his name?
Mickey.
Even he was like
Mickey.
But look, yeah, and I 100% agree with you, Tim. Like, mate, when I was at my heaviest, and I probably was heavier, I didn't weigh myself when I first started tuning, but I was 160.7, right? And like, 7-Eleven was like my weakness. Regardless of what direction I was going out of my suburb and where I was going to work, there was always one. And I loved the $3 sausage rolls there.
Slurpee.
And I would have that. I'd have a 600 ml Coke, and I will have like an ice cream on the way home from work. And then for dinner, I don't know what I'd have. Like, there would be like a great big pasta dish loaded up with like just 2 serves, like 2 people's worth of pasta, and lining up at McDonald's and KFC and that kind of stuff. I hated it when I was lining up there, and my brain was telling me, don't do this, you fat piece of shit. Get out of this line. But like every other part of my body was like, nah, you crave this, you need this.
Did you
eat it?
Did you ever sneak takeaway before dinner, like on the sly?
That's exactly what I just said. Like when on the way home from work.
No, but I mean
like
like secret squirrel. Like I know dinner's waiting for me at home, but I'm going to stop and smash a zinger box before I get there.
Oh, well, you'd always find reasons to go out and get grub. Like when you're a fat dude, like, like me, and who's just addicted to food. Even on the way to pick up my daughter from daycare, it's like I'll stop at 7-Eleven, grab a snag roll, or and smash it in the 2 minutes it takes me to get to her daycare.
I found I was hiding my food consumption from my partner.
Oh,
It's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That to me, like I was like, I got to that point. I was like, holy shit, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing?
I think that's like one of the signs, isn't it? Like when you're hiding it.
I would purposely withdraw cash so she wouldn't see the transactions. It's like cash, and then wouldn't see the transactions come through. 7-Eleven. What's he keep getting at 7-Eleven? Or why is he stopping at McDonald's?
Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those things where like you feel ashamed of yourself. You do, because you think, why am I doing this? But it's just you just do it, and then you feel worse when you do it. But then you think, well, I am a big bloke who loves his food, so that's just what I am. Like that's my lot in life. But it's not your lot in life. You can change it. You can do it.
It's heartbreaking. It's honestly heartbreaking, and I think for a lot of men, they stop and they look in the mirror and they see what's happening, and some of them just like they're stuck. I'm stuck in a situation where I can't give up this food because it's got a grip on me, but I'm so unhappy and I'm hiding this from my my partner or my wife, or and I'm lying to myself about it, but you can't stop it, and it's heartbreaking. Like a lot of men find themselves in that position.
It's sad because the food becomes their motivation. They become motivated to get more food. Like when I would wake up in the morning, I would think first thoughts, rather than I better get my daughter up. It's like, what am I going to eat today? Like, what am I going to have for breakfast?
Yeah.
What am I going to have? It's like you live for food. and it was a full-blown addiction.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that food addiction is something that is just like swept under the rug, like your drug addiction, gambling addiction, smoking addiction. Everything has an addiction, but then people just look at fat people and say, well, he mustn't be addicted to food. He's just a fat shit.
He's just a fat.
He just eats too much. You know? And
my worst insult, I used to get it all the time at work. If I'd cut someone off or do anything to someone, every time the first thing they go to was, you fat fuck, every fucking time.
Yeah.
And I got sick of hearing it, and you do get sick of hearing it.
I got called a fat see you next Tuesday like the other day at work, and I was just like, I know I'm overweight, but I'm doing something about it. Like, cool, is that the where you're gonna go with that insult? Like,
a customer called you that?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Please tell me you said something
standard.
bad.
No.
You can't. Customer's always right, mate.
Essentially, at this point in time,
He's a fuckwit.
Essentially at this point in time, it is just easier to just pretend it wasn't being said, or just go, "Yep, not a problem, mate." Like, we're just so used to it at the moment.
It's hard when you don't own the business. When you don't own the business and you're
just
constricted.
Retail. Like, it's just retail in general. Like, staff are just getting talked to like crap, and it's really unfair. Like just doing the best we can.
And it's usually people that don't work in hospitality or don't work in customer service at all, like in retail, that are the worst offenders, because they don't know what it's like on the other side. They don't know what it's like. It takes one customer to destroy your day and make you feel absolute rubbish. One customer out there.
Well, Lloyd, you being the business owner, like, have you ever ripped a customer to shreds?
No. Always, like, 98% of the people that come in are good. You'll always have 2% that it doesn't matter how good you are, they've purely come in to make your day shit.
And they're just shit people.
I don't know whether they are. Absolutely. Yeah. I had a run-in with an old lady, she would have been at least 80 on Friday, who wanted to sit on a table of 4. She came in by herself. Obviously, we got restricted tables, and I sat her on a table of 2, but because it wasn't close enough to the fire, I was the worst person in the world. And she let the people that sat on the table of 4 know that I was the worst person in the world because I didn't let her sit on that table. And I'm like, I'm virtually I may as well have just picked up my wallet and chucked it in the fire. If I was to let her sit on a table of 4 and lose 3 extra customers on a table.
You haven't got the room to do that nowadays. You can't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But no, you always deal with customers. And I find that if you jump in and you just try and be as nice, and that's all you can do. You try and be as accommodating as you can. And if they're still not happy, no point
there is a line where, like, there's a line. The problem is that, and a lot of customers don't understand this, is that if a customer comes into you and says, like, I'm having this issue with something, like, I don't know what I do. I don't know what my rights are in this regard. Is there any chance you can talk to me about it? 9 times out of 10, that staff member will be like, you know what, you've come into me with a problem. It's obviously upsetting you. Let's but you've been so super polite. I'm going to help you out the best I can. I'm going to give you the best service I can because you have come in and you have asked for my help, and it's my job to help you. And then you have those customers that just come in and they're like, bang, you're a piece of shit. This doesn't work. I want my money back. Fuck you. Fuck everything. And the second that those people do that, like, your instant reaction is to just, like, defense up and like, you know what, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to do anything for you. And, like, that is generally the customer service, like the salesperson instinct is to do that. And it's a really hard sort of trait to work out of you, is to, even in that situation, be like, you know what, I'm really sorry you've had that experience. Like, let me see what I can do for you. But then there's just some people that just come in and they just want to fight. They just want to day up. And it's like, I'm just doing the best I can. I am a human being. How would you like it if someone came and spoke to your child like that, or your daughter or your son, in their respective job? You wouldn't be happy about that. You'd be standing at home saying, oh, that person spoke to my child like they was shit, or my wife like they was shit, or my husband like they was shit. How dare they? But you're doing the exact same thing right now. Like,
People,
it's a very fine.
People can be having a shit day and then they take it out on someone, and then it just escalates from there. Like, If you're having a shit day, don't take it out on anyone, and then it won't knock on effect. Like, it doesn't take much to piss people off and to make people feel terrible when they're having a good day. You're having a great day, and it takes one person just to, and then that can lead to all sorts of things. That can lead to you driving to the drive-through and getting Macca's on the way home. Like, that's.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, like I'm really proud of a lot of businesses that have come out in the last 10 weeks and have really backed their staff though. Like, and have said, signs all over the stores, like, treat our team with respect or we will ask you to leave. Like really, like I was in Kmart the other day and there was a guy who was spitting into the, they had like a big cage of masks, like disposable masks. Yeah. And yeah, he was just standing there, just spitting into it. And a team member came up and said, "You need to leave." And he started to fire up, and there was security on him.
Lucky he didn't get arrested. He should have been arrested.
Yeah. There was an undercover cop there that was like, not undercover, but a cop in plain clothes. And she was like on the phone to the police station and ran away. And yeah, the security escorted him out of the store, and then
well, that's good.
But yeah.
All right.
I'll have to step away for a second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. While Tim's gone, we've been on for a while, so I was going to sort of bring it to a conclusion. So if you're out there in chat, and if you see this on like a re-record, on a restream, send your messages in. You can get me on YouTube, Jurdman, Twitch, Twitter, Insta, all the Manshake Men group.
Literally says it right there.
All there. You can get Lloyd on all those. You can get Ash on all those, and you can get Tim on all those. Send us in messages. Send us in questions you want us to tackle next week. We're going to try and do this probably. I would think probably fortnightly would probably be a reasonable. I think fortnightly because we're very busy people. We're very busy people. So I was just saying, Tim, if they got any questions, send it to our socials. Let us know any questions you have. And we're going to try and maybe do it fortnightly. I think that's probably a good time frame. Gives people enough time. And eventually it should be live streamed on Manshake's Facebook Live. And then we'll all stream it on our individual socials. So then we'll have 4 or 5 different chats we can get questions from and all that sort of thing. So it's a pilot episode. It's a work in progress. So
I thought it was really good. Sorry, I had to step away. My son had actually turned himself around in his bed and he was crying because he didn't know what thing. So.
Oh, poor little fella. You all right?
Yeah, he's all good. Yeah. He's a little champion.
So send us your messages. Send us your questions. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you did like, what you didn't like, and all that. It's a pilot, so it's a work in progress. We're happy to change it up and whatever you want to do. So that's it.
And thank you to everyone who joined in as well to watch tonight. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. Our lady shakers are definitely welcome. Crazy Cat Lady in chat. If you know any ladies out there, this is Man Talk, but we're not exclusively dealing with penis issues. So if you ladies out there want to join in, we're not sitting here.
It's a fact.
But we'll have to get some ladies on the show.
We can definitely have guests too. There's room in the middle of the screen there for guests. There's room.
Well,
I would love to get Belinda on the show at some stage to talk about the Lady Shake. That would be very interesting.
That would be very good. Definitely.
Maybe that's something we can try and convince them to do.
We'll chat to a few people. Our people will chat to their people.
Hang on, Jurd. We have people.
We've got people. Do you not know we have people? We have people.
This is news to me.
We have people. No, we have one person who's a great bloke. He knows who he is. We've got one person. Yeah. Anyway, so that's basically it. Does anyone want to say anything before we sign off?
I just thank you to everyone who's stopped by. Essentially,
that's it. Yeah. So on to
this went smoother than I thought it would. To be completely honest,
hey, I was doing stuff on the fly. I'm putting up photos. I'm bringing up YouTube. Oh, it's all happening.
The production day.
It was worth all that time me sitting here going, I'm going to move that just a little bit that way. I'm going to move that a little bit that way. So
this had all the elements for potential disaster. Like honestly,
it did.
Like the personalities in here, like just so much disaster potential. So I think we did all right. And Jurd, you've gone to a lot of effort to make it so seamless. So thank you very much for that.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And all right. And,
it was good. And the lag hasn't been good. The lag's been good. We haven't really chatted over each other too much, and think the quality's good. What does the chat say? How's the quality? How's it all looking out there, chat? Give us some quick feedback while we're saying goodbye.
I actually think I was really surprised because when I saw the Skype call, I was like, this like looks like lag stuff. But it's actually seamless on stream. It's seamless.
Oh, Corrupted Gaming says quality has been good. Crazy Cat Lady says excellent job. Biscuit, good stream. Hamish, cheers man, keep on shaking. Cheers lads from Vericious. Thank you, Vericious. Vericious is Jared too, who was on Fat Chat a couple episodes ago.
Love you, Jared.
Top bloke.
DDP Yoga, mate, it's good. It is good. It is great. Thank you so much. And for all those people that are watching the streams, like you've got all of our details here. Jump on the respective Instagrams, YouTubes, and that. Suss it out. If you do like it, subscribe to it, and show your support. Throw us a like or a comment here and there, because it does take a lot of effort for Timmy to do his streaming, Jurd to do his streaming, Lloyd to make his music, and me to do daily vlogs. So
it takes a lot of effort to look this pretty.
Oh no, I wake up and I just piss excellence. I just look awesome. It's just, but for showing your support to the channels, subscribing, liking, commenting, and doing what may have you, or joining Amazon Prime and getting that free subscription, and then going to Twitch and then supporting the little guys like Jurd.
That's it, me or Timmy. If you
in the words of the immortal ninja, have you heard of Twitch Prime? Have you heard of Amazon?
Drop it here. Drop it here or drop it at Timmy's. Don't let Bezos have that money in his pocket. Spend it at me or Timmy's place, please. Do it. That's it.
And help me get 1,000
enough money
so I can start making some money.
Hey, my son told me the other day, right? He said, we're in the car and he said, Dad, if you get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, you get a bronze play button. I said, what the hell are you talking about? I said, how do you know that? Oh, Dan TDM, he's got like a platinum one. It's like, well, I think bronze is within grasp. Me and Ash, that's what we're going to aim for, bronze. So if you're out there, subscribe to Jurdman YouTube and That Fat Guy YouTube. We want bronze play buttons. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we got. That's it. And Lloyd, how many? Lloyd, what are you shooting for 1,000 too, Lloyd? What's going on?
Oh yeah. I
He's
think I got 136 at the moment.
If you're out there,
I probably don't put.
If you're out there, Lloyd will play you a special song. You hit the sub button, he'll play you a special song.
You're right.
The Man Talk.
He'll write your personalized song.
The Man Talk Boogie. He'll do it. He will. Okay, that's it. Anyone else got anything to say before we head off?
All good.
That's it. All good in the hood. Okay, so you can check all us out. If you're thinking about joining Manshake Men on Facebook, great social network. Great blokes on there. Hello to the Manshake Men out there. If you're watching, say hello. Hello, Manshake Men. We're not allowed to advertise this on Manshake Men for some reason, but we're here.
Well, we know the reason.
Oh, we do know the reason. That's fine.
Yeah.
Manshaker behind us. We're powered by Manshake people. So that's it. All right. Well, it was great chatting to you all. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Lloyd, for being here. Thank you to the chat. And that's it. That's us signing off. Have yourselves a good fortnight. We'll be back, episode 2. What's it going to be about? Oh, who knows? Stay tuned to find out. All right. Take it easy, guys.
See you guys.
Yeah.